here we are. Quick introduction, my name is John, and I am going to be playing through the NES library. I own every single NES game that was released in North America, all 669 of them. I'm only going to be streaming once a week, so that means it's going to take, at minimum, 669 weeks to play through all those games. That is 13 years of playing NES games. Now, obviously, that's not going to happen. At some point, I'm going to run out of steam, or I'm going to decide I'm sick of NES games and sick of how much they suck. But we're going to see how far I make it. Today, we're playing an absolutely abysmal game known as Power Punch 2. We're in for a rough time tonight. I have my doubts that we're even going to be able to beat this game. If you know what you're doing, you can beat this game in under an hour. It is not long. There's not a lot to it. But if you don't know what you're doing, or you suck, and I fall into both of those categories, this is going to be an absolute nightmare. Let's get into it and see what this game is all about. Now, I should mention that when I play these games, I will occasionally be using cheat codes. I will occasionally be using save states. It's going to depend on the game and how punishing the game is. Anyone who's played NES games knows that the difficulty is artificially cranked up because the games are rather shallow and they needed a reason to justify their $50 to $60 price tag in 1980s money. So the only way to get someone to keep playing these games for a long time is to make them difficult as hell. Now I gotta say, as much as this game sucks, the animation might be the one strong point. I know this Mike Tyson wannabe, Mark Tyler, I believe his name, looks a little weird speaking, and certainly some of the other NPCs are going to look like that too. But I found it the character's very fluid in how they move. Going back to what I was saying, I will be using save states in some games, just so we can use them as a continue. I don't want to be doing anything that takes away the difficulty of the game, just the artificial difficulty of the game, if that makes sense. So something like infinite lives or infinite continues on a game where we can continue to make progress but not trivialize what's going on. We still have to get past the particular challenges that we face. So, this game does have a level up system. Before each segment of the game, we're going to be fighting a bot trainer, and how well we do will determine the increase to our stats. If you do really poorly, you are going to have a very difficult time beating any of these guys, especially a beginner like myself. The guy who wrote the FAQ on GameFAQs, he seems to be an absolute monster at this game and can beat it with 0 skill ups. I think for any normal human being, that is borderline impossible. Let's get into it. Let's see what kind of a dumpster fire we are dealing with here. Yep, here's Mark Tyler. So, a little bit of trivia about this game. This game, there's some false information out there that this was meant to be Punch-Out 2 and that Nintendo gave up on it and Beam Software released this as is without Nintendo support. That was never the case. Nintendo was never involved in the creation of this game. This game came about after Nintendo's license with Mike Tyson expired, and this game was made with the idea that it would feature Mike Tyson and be a spiritual successor to Punch-Out. But then Mike Tyson had a little bit of controversy right when this game was coming out, so last second they changed it from Mike Tyson to Mark Tyler. The name Power Punch 2 is probably nothing more than a cash grab for moms and grandmoms who don't know better, seeing the number 2 in the game and remembering their kid had this Punch game that they really liked, and this must be the sequel to that Punch game. That is probably the only sales that this game has ever seen, but that's NES shovelware for you. Let's see how we do against the training bot. So there you can see how the 20 millisecond delay hurts in this game. That wasn't entirely the latency's fault. That was also my fault. But it makes things harder. Now, we only got one uh, solid hit on the training bot when you can get a maximum of 10, and most guides that I see recommend that you try to aim for about 6. So we're in really bad shape going into this. I like how this guy is a human cyborg despite us playing against a whole bunch of aliens. It makes me wonder how this guy managed to wind up in space, somehow become a cyborg when he was in space, and then come back specifically to box. I should also mention this game takes place in the far-off year of 2006. So we'll see how realistic this is once we hit that year. I'm sure you guys remember aliens contacting us specifically for a boxing match against Mike Tyson back in 2006. Oh, okay. Well, that was lucky. Alright, I think I got the hang of this first guy. Looks like if I do a power punch, and that's when you see these boxing gloves fall down on the side, right when he walks down, we get a KO. So just got to kind of rough him up a little bit. Oh, or he'll rough me up a little bit to get him to back off. Yes. I have not been able to beat this guy until now, so I'm going to count that as beginner's luck. A lot of these guys are kind of like puzzles. You got to figure out where their weakness is and how to exploit it. I only very briefly read over the FAQ because I wanted to not look completely incompetent while I was playing this. I don't know the answer to all of these guys. I might consult that FAQ if we're getting stuck. I like how this guy's name is Derek and his brother is named Eric. I'm guessing we're going to see Eric because there would be no reason for them to mention Eric if who cares who his younger brother is. And let's get started against this guy. I think we were kind of getting the hang of this guy. He just does so much damage. This is where training would really come in handy because we're getting so many hits on this guy. But he just has to hit us once and he undoes like 5 or 6 punches that we throw at him. Yeah, see that? How many punches landed versus thrown? Oop, did not mean to hit that. I'm about to get punched. Oop, somehow did not get punched. Okay, that was lucky. I think I kind of want to lure him to the middle here. And then just take him side to side and punch with the opposite hand in the direction that he's coming. Okay, we're up a KO, but there's still one more round. Yeah, I can't tell if that's supposed to be a snake lady or a slug lady. Kind of looks like a snake with like a coiled tail, but I don't think snakes move around like that. I think she might be a slug. Alright. Yeah, that was unlucky. I used my power punch right when, Alright, let's see if we can lure him into a position to... Boom. Alright, that's 3 KOs. One more. And this is only the second guy. Oh, I think we might have gotten it. I think we got 3 KOs to his 2, so the judges should rule in my favor. There we go! I love the writing for this game. It's very creative. Alright, let's see who is next. Oh, I do not like that. This guy looks like someone you don't want to keep around children. Advanced Mutoid. Alright, hopefully he doesn't look as creepy as his profile picture leads me to believe. We were doing pretty well for a little bit there. I screwed it up, but I think we found an in with this guy. We just gotta go in, get our 4 hits, back off. And it really did seem like we got the critical hit when we timed it just right after his uppercut. Alright, I think we're doing well against Mr. Bonehead. I think this is our second KO, and I don't think he has KO'd us yet. He's probably mad. I would be. He's barely getting any punches off. Alright. Ladies and gentlemen, we got him. Well, we gotta get him one more time, but I don't see any way that he comes back from this. What was that noise? That's okay. We got 3 KOs. He's got 2. He would have to somehow KO us one more time. I think that's it. How are his heads or his eyes rolling around in his head like that? Alright, we got it. We get to do training again. Now, we want to get another 3 on this at least. It's 1. 2. 3. 4. Alright, that was actually really good. What are we up against? Helmut Skull. IRF Cyborg, or IRF Cyborg. Cyborgs. Oh, yeah, IRF. A feared member of the Intergalactic Riot Force. They say he has a few wires crossed, and the right move at the right time could bring about his demise. I hope so. You know, the music was a little weird when we started this match. I honestly don't know if it's a new song, if it's the same song, if the music is just glitched. Either way, it's not like this is a particularly interesting soundtrack. I wish we could figure out how to get a power punch in this fight. Alright, that's an AKO. I don't like how he's shaking his body like that. What does the Intergalactic Riot Force do? Like, what is their purpose? What are their goals? Okay, well now he's got a new move where he puts his goggles on before he swings at us. That's something. I feel like we're missing something in this fight because we haven't gotten a single power punch. But what we're doing is effective enough, which just goes to show when you've got enough stats, this game is a little bit more reasonable. Okay. I think we've got a decent shot at winning this. Okay, I think that was the end of round 3, right? Alright! We probably did that completely wrong, but we got it. On to the next fight. Let's see who we are up against. Lex Lump Blocker. Human mutant. Origin Satellite Lex. So this is yet another human who somehow found his way out into space and became a mutant. Ex-sparring partner for the previous IGBF champion. Lex is now fighting his own way to the top. Use your punches wisely before he gets the upper hand. Okay, so again, some human found his way out into outer space sometime between 1992 and 2006 and somehow became a mutant and a sparring partner for this league's champion and decided to come back. I don't know where Satellite Lex is. Not a lot of aliens in outer space in this game. Here we go. Let's see what we're up against. You know, this guy kind of reminds me of something. I like how it kind of looks like he's got a black eye. Like he's just taking a lot of punches to the face. I think it's the way his majestic orange mane is billowing in the wind. I think this guy kind of reminds me of Gritty. Okay, once again, I feel like there's something we don't know because we didn't get a single power punch during that entire match. He doesn't seem to hit very hard. I like the way he kind of just like sits there and thinks after he gets hit. He's really thinking about this. Alright, that was the end of round 2. If we can manage to KO him and not get KO'd, another win under our belt. All thanks to our training. So they gotta have 3 of those slug snake ladies, because every time she's a different color. Wonder if they're like sisters. They all just decided to get into business showing the round card. They couldn't just have one slug snake lady show each of the round cards. That's just too much work, too much effort. They've got to split the job between 3 slug snake ladies. Alright, somehow we have to not die in 40 seconds. Easier said than done. Yeah, just waste your time staring at me. Yeah, just hang out up there. Just think about it. Rack your brain, trying to solve the mystery of what's going on. And, yeah, we win. Sucks to suck, Lex. Yeah, again, I think we were doing something wrong, but we won, so I can't really complain. Who is next? Grathnox 4, Panzermute, Procyon Base 4, Class Galactic. I don't even know what that means. Once a colonel in the Cyber Tank Corps, he retired to pursue a career in boxing. Has been very successful, but is now getting a little soft around the middle. Let's see what we're up against here. I'm going to assume soft around the middle means we got to do the... Oh my god. We got to do the low punches. Yep, that seems to be fairly effective. Okay, well, I don't know how we got the power punch, but I think we found his, how to get a critical hit against him. I don't like that charge attack he does. He ain't got no legs. Okay. 2 power punches. Okay, we're not in the best shape. It's 1-1. We have to somehow get another KO without getting KO'd by the end of round 3. Doable. Okay, there's our other KO. I almost wonder if we can do 2 in quick succession, because we got that punch, but he does that second follow-up. Okay, there we go. We can. We're doing pretty well. We're getting the hang of this game, guys. Look at that. Grathnox 4, down. Beaten by Tyler, 6-0. I think we're halfway through the game. Prepare for fight against... Oh, it's Eric nodding. Goblin? I thought he's his brother. Like, why are they 2 different species? Shouldn't they both be goblins? Younger brother of Derek and twice as deadly. Successfully combines speed of movement and power of punches. Don't let the 2 get the better of you. Well, let's see how this goes. I think this is doable. I might just need a better idea of what the heck we're supposed to do against this guy. Okay, there's one. This could be a very back and forth affair. Okay. Not bad. We gotta keep it up, guys. 2 more rounds. There's 2 KOs. We're up 2. We're up 3. We got a good thing going. Got him. Look at that. Pretty good. Alright, new password. Alright. Training. We want to hit at least 3. That wasn't enough skill up. One. 2. 3. 4. 4 is fine. We can work with that. Pugly Positronic Biped XL Red Moon 2 IG Contender. If you think he looks and sounds vicious, you should see him fight. Don't let your guard down for 1 second, or you'll be on your back before you know it. Let's see how this goes. Let's see what this guy looks like. He's got kind of a lazy eye there. I really hope this isn't a stats issue, and this is I suck at the game. Well, we know it's not a stats issue because we know that that one guy that wrote the FAQ can beat this with 0. Yeah, you can tell he's about to do a spinny move because he kind of stops and wiggles his ears at you. And then he kind of tries to line up the spinny move. What the hell was that frame he was stuck on? Alright, we're doing better this time. 2 more rounds to go. He's getting very aggressive. Oh, here comes the spinny attack. Don't hit me. Okay. So if we get a power punch, we might as well just use it because we lost our window on the... Oh, nope. Okay. He can do multiple spinny attacks. Good to know. This could be you. If you put in 2.5 hours into Power Punch 2, you could be just as good as I am. That's to say, not good at all. Okay, I think we're around 2. That's 2 KOs to 0. Yup. Okay. If we could get one more KO, I think we put this thing away. Let's see what we can do. You know, that might be a slug lady, because it kind of looked like you had a little slime trail coming out of her. Okay, there's a power punch. Do we get a little ear wiggle? Well, that's our 3rd KO. If we get an ear wiggle and then we punch him out, that's our 4th KO. We're in a good place. We're in a very good place. Kind of hesitated for a second there because I wasn't 100% sure that was the ear wiggle twisty attack, because the ear wiggle happened so quickly after he got back up. Okay. Easy, right? Fugly Positronic. See you later. Who's next? I came to fight. Okay, it's this guy again. Following a humiliating defeat early in his career, Borg went back to the shop for a total overhaul. With a larger brain and faster responses, he's made an amazing comeback. I wonder who dealt him that defeat early in his career. Okay. Let's see if the same technique works. Okay. He is faster. I don't think that block and counter strategy that I did the first time around is going to work. Ooh. Okay. He doesn't seem too hard. You can just kind of stun lock him. We were getting power punches from hitting him when his head does that little thing. Almost makes me think that's how we get a critical hit, is to do that while his head is spinning. Ooh. Oh, okay, yeah, he was low on life. Okay. This is to be expected. You got me good for that. Alright, second KO. This guy is much easier than Fugly. Yeah, you know, there's a couple reusing assets for this game. A little disappointing when you only have 12 opponents. But I like to think the development team, man, look at those punches landed. I'd like to think the development team had some fun making these characters. I really hope Alpha Bonehead does not come back, because I think he's my least favorite so far. Although Eric's buggy eyes, I did not like that. This guy's easy. As far as my favorite that we fought against so far, it's tough. I like Fugly. I thought he was kind of funny. I also kind of like Lex Lump Blocker. I feel like ooh, that's gonna cost you. That can't be cheap to repair. I feel like Lex Lump Blocker would be someone I could hang out with and like get along with. All right. Who is next to face the wrath of Mark Tyler? This guy again. Grathnox 4B, Panzermute, Procyon Base 4. The tank is back. He's determined to make his mark in IGBF history. He's charging through the ranks. It's up to you to stop his advance. Alright, let's see how it goes. The mystery is solved. Poor NES can't handle all his... track noise. Okay, I don't think we're gonna get KO on this guy, but I think we can knock him down once and then just not die. We got a lot of health. How do you hit me with that? That's bullcrap. Okay. 1, 2, 3. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's bullcrap. Getting itchy playing this game. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Okay. I hope that counts. That better count. Oh my god. He better have next to no health, or I'm going to be really mad. If he has like half health, that's bullcrap. Okay. Okay. That's fine. That's fine. Alright. Now we just got to play it very safe, and we win. I say as I immediately get aggressive for no reason. Come on, one more hit. I guess, okay, more than one hit, but that's the second KO. We're golden. Nothing he can do to us now. We got this. We got this. Victory goes to the challenger. Alright, who's next? Hammerhand, Dwarf. Hammerhand is well known throughout the circuit. He's out to prove that big doesn't mean better. He's very fast, making it hard to close off the ring against him. Alright, dude, let's do this. Got a little less than an hour to try to beat this game. If we're in a good pace, I don't mind going a little over. Oh my god, what the hell? Alright, one down. Two more to go in this round, or 3 total. Okay, well. Okay, we don't want to be punching him. Okay, that was unlucky. Okay, 2 down. Two more to go. Or we just have to not get KO'd. I say right before I get KO'd. Okay. Missed. That probably would have sealed the deal for us. Yeah, because now we're tied with KOs. If I counted right. Alright, let's see where we're at. I think that was round 2. Yeah. Okay, so we get 1 KO on him, he doesn't KO us, we win. 2 KOs on him, we win. That sucks. Okay, we just have to not get KO'd. Or somehow get a 4th KO on him. And we got this. Alright, I think we got it, guys. Judgment call. Alright. Whew. Alright, I think we've got 1 or 2 fights left. Let's see how it goes. Okay, next opponent is... Lex again. Okay. Determined to get to the top, Lex went back to the gym to improve his skills. With newly developed lightning-quick reflexes and sharp jabs, you'll be lucky to last around. Well, he was pretty easy the first time. I don't think we're going to be so lucky this time. He can't be the final boss. He can't be. Now, as you can see, I'm much faster than last time. Now, his combo's kind of hurt, and I think we're doing pretty good, actually, looking at this. We're a little low on life because I let him hit me with his combo. But we're doing a decent amount of damage. I think we'll be able to get the KOs we need. As long as I don't do that. Alright. 4 looks like the safe limit. Alright, there's our first KO. We're off to a great start. Okay, we get a little health back because the round's over. We just gotta make sure he doesn't connect with those combos. Because it looks like he could easily take about a quarter of our life. Just like that. But it's okay. We're, okay, I think he's gonna try to go for his combo. Alright. Yeah, I think when he shouts like that, he kind of goes into rage mode and... Oh, I somehow got a power punch. I assure you that power punch was not intentional. But I think we just keep this up and we've got it. And that we will be on to the last opponent. As long as I don't screw this up. Even if I do, I don't think it's going to take many attempts to beat him with how well this is going. Okay, that's 3. One more. And we've got the win. Or we just have to make sure we don't get KO'd twice in the remaining 42 seconds. Okay, that's it. We got it. We are on to the final opponent. Alright, let's see who's next. I'm not even going to bother writing this password down. Not so fast, tough guy. We've left our best till last. If you want the IGBF belt, prepare for the fight of your life. So, as you'll see, we have max stats. It looks like there's a little bit missing from each of those bars, but I assure you, that's max stats. So, we can just skip this workout. We don't need to go through the whole rigmarole. Oh my god. This guy is so cool, he'll make you shiver. He claims to be the undisputed champion of the universe. He literally cruises through his fights. Never really been challenged. Oh my god, this guy is so cool. We can't even compare to this guy's drip. I've always said I really do not care what my collections are worth. I'm not collecting because I think these are rare and valuable things. I'm not investing in them. I'm not holding on to them to sell. I'm not trying to flip any of this. Same when I collected cards. I wasn't doing it because I saw it as an investment vehicle. I do it because I like hoarding things. I'm like a dragon. I like, putting all these games on my shelf and sitting there at night and staring at them and running my fingers along the spines of the games and just admiring what I've managed to collect all in one place. So, my NES collection could be worth pennies tomorrow, and I wouldn't really care. Hell, if Game Boy games were worth pennies tomorrow, I'd be happy. I could get a whole bunch of the games I'm looking for. Much cheaper. Same with, for example, Magic the Gathering. I used to collect Magic the Gathering cards. And that was one of my main collections. I kind of split my money between Magic the Gathering and retro games. And I always used to say that my collection could go down to pennies when it's probably... Oh, we're at 3, guys. We gotta lock in. My Magic the Gathering, to just finish that thought, collection is probably upwards of like $10,000 to $15,000 worth of cards. I never intended to sell any of them. Selling them is not, the purpose. Now I might sell them because I don't want to collect them anymore because I kind of think Wizards of the Coast and Magic has gotten gross, but sorry, I want to focus. Okay, we're gonna have to get it next round. Okay, we just need one power punch. One power punch and this guy is down. Alright, I'm locked in. And just like that, Flymo is no-mo. F that guy. Frickin' coward. Took a couple of punches and he was like, I'm out. I'm done. See ya. After punching the crap out of me all frickin' night for 1 hour and 46 frickin' minutes. F you. F you. You know what? I'm making a save state. Because I want to savor this. 13-0, baby. We got it. We got it. Congratulations! The IGBF belt is yours. You are the boxing champion of the universe. I said he could beat anyone. Now he's also proven that he can beat anything, anywhere, at any time. My cosmic record, 13-0, 115. The Beam Team. 4 people so far. I wonder if Gavin and Sue were married. They're both Andersons. You know, I'd like to think that these people had fun making these weird aliens. So yeah, really this game was made by like 4 or 5 people, which is about par for the course when it comes to NES games. Something I'm going to do for these games as I beat them is I'm going to give them a rating. We're going to take a very scientific approach to this. Eventually, we will go to 2 significant digits. As I mentioned in the last video, there are 669 games that I will be playing. To make sure that we judge this as accurately as possible, and you know, it is subjective, it is my opinion, every single game is going to have a unique score. Because this is the best game that we have played so far, it does also happen to be the only game we've played so far, but because this is the best one, this is going to sit at a 10 out of 10 for now. I don't expect it to hold that 10 out of 10 place for a very long time. It can enjoy its moment in the sun. Now, I want to take a moment to talk about some of the things I like about this game. I actually think the animations in this game are pretty good. I don't think the character design is that inspired. A lot of them are kind of lazy. There are some cool designs among them. Certainly they reused assets where they could to try to minimize development costs while also trying to make the game feel and look unique. The puzzle elements, I feel, are actually not bad. This really should be looked at as kind of a, well, I guess it's not quite a puzzle game, but it is closer to a puzzle game than you would expect. Punch-Out is definitely a better game of this genre that it's trying to be. This game isn't a total failure. It did deliver fun. I genuinely had some fun. Maybe not at the very end. Towards the end, but not at the very end. The very, very end I had fun knocking the crap out of Flymo. Spending an hour and a half on him was not my idea of fun. That's Power Punch 2. Give it a try. Hate it. If I was a kid and I got this at the video store, I would probably lose to that cyborg guy 4 or 5 times and put it away and forget to return it and rack up like $30 in late fees for my parents.